William Jones making videos about leaving religion. The purpose of the videos is to get you to think. Turn your brains on and think, and use logic and use reason and realize that religion is fake. Now for this video, something just sparked me to, I guess, talk about whatever it is I'm about to say. I really don't know what I'm about to say, so I'm recording it, so we'll all see what I'm going to say. I might be shocked later to see what I might say myself. But it might be quite controversial. Controversial in the sense of believers or Christians that might see the video and by their religious beliefs, totally disagree with the video. But for the core audience of those that have already left religion, as the video was already titled, Leaving Religion, it's not shocking at all. So, I wanted to wear something that was, not as hardcore, just, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But this is my thought. Think about if there was Christianity without Jesus Christ. Now, that would make more sense to me. That would make more sense. Why would I say that? Because having or thinking that Jesus Christ is a real person actually messes everything up. It really does. They actually believe he's returning with an army to slay the wicked. Where the blood of those slain is up to the bridle of a horse's neck and all of that. Jesus Christ is the sun. The sun sets, the sun rises. The sun sets, the sun rises. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. And we know as the seasons change, with the winter solstice and all about the sun drops down and rises back up, And it's December 25th, Christmas. It's not about a person. It's about the sun. So think about this. Christianity without Jesus Christ. If you got a group of people and y'all want to say, look, we want to do what we think is morally right, not based upon worshiping some deity, some narcissistic, psychotic deity, but rather y'all just come together and say, we just want to be a better people. I used to be an alcoholic and I'm not. I want to live right. I used to be a thief. I don't do that anymore. You understand? It's, I used to be a prostitute. I don't want to do that anymore. And it's like, and y'all come together to say, look, we're coming together because we did things we didn't want to do and we're not proud of, but we're together now to move forward. But we don't need a false God at the center to worship who will never do anything for you. Just come together as a people if you want to call yourself the Christians, because you would have a Christ consciousness of being more complete in yourself, not about some person that never existed, hanging on a cross and dying and come back to life. That's the Son. That's the Son. But they come together and say, it's like you have your AA meetings and whatever substance abuse programs they have, and you come together as one, and with a Christ consciousness as being a better you. Not talking about because you don't believe what I believe, you're going to burn forever in hell. No. Oh my God blesses me, he blesses me. But you just asked me for a ride. And you need a place to stay. And you need a job. But I don't believe in God, and I have a job, I have a place to stay, I'm giving you a ride. And here go a little money on your trip. You know? Blessed. Be less. Bless. Be less. No, forget that. I'm not going for that. Let me go through a few things here that I had to look at. If they had a Christianity, like I said, you know, well, yeah, you want to live moral and do right, do right. But you don't judge others for what they do. If you don't agree with their lifestyle, so what? Live your life. And let them live their life. No judgment. No burning in hell for eternity. None of that. Think about this. Watch this. Christians always say, they play the victim like, what's the problem with believing in God? If I believe and it don't happen, whatever. But you base your life on a set of rules, of an authority figure that does not exist. You're not going to get that reward you're thinking you're going to get. You say, if I don't get it, then so what? Then just live your life. He's not going to punish the wicked. He's not going to reward the righteous. You're just going to live your life. So watch this. But what if Christians had to ride around with an Allah we trust on their license plate? If on their money it was printed, in Allah we trust, how would Christians feel if they had to have Allah? In Allah we trust on their license plate. They're going to feel like that's the mark of the beast. And maybe some of them buy bicycles. They won't even have a car because they don't want that on there. But think about this. The person who doesn't believe in a God has to ride around. I have to ride around with a God we trust on my license plate. And I don't believe in any God. See? But the Christian doesn't see this. They cool with it. Because if their God is being forced on other people, they cool with it. Because as far as they're concerned, he's the one true God. Oh, let me put this down before I forget this. Watch this. They would hate to have to do that. So how about if they had their own set of rules? The Christians, they don't believe in the actual Jesus Christ. They might believe in a Christ consciousness, being the better you, being the best you could be, right? And they don't have to go by a mythical holy book with rules from 2,000 to 4,000 years ago that are totally outdated and do not apply today. Rules that do not discriminate by gender. You understand? Rules that do not discriminate. The rules then, you got to be a virgin. Or, matter of fact, if you can't be handicapped. If you was handicapped, you couldn't go into the temple. What? So I'm just saying, rules are not based on the gender. It's got to be, or you got to be a male. Or what about the female? You can't, what? Not based on race. It would need to have rules that deal in today. We ain't dealing with cattle. How many of y'all watching this right now got cattle? The most you could claim as cattle is your cat or your dog. Cattle. We don't have cattle. We don't have fields growing vegetables. I'm just saying, some of y'all go, well, I do. I'm speaking to the masses here. Most of us, the majority of people, are going to go to the grocery store to get everything they need. Provided by the farmers. Provided by those people. So, We don't grow this stuff, right? Well, let me move on. Hold on. Rules, women, come on. Women are preaching today. Women are apostles. Women are prophetess, deaconess, pastors. Women do all that stuff today. You can't stop that. I mean, I'm just saying, okay, they're going to do it in the religion, but I'm just saying, what if if there's no Christ, no God, no nothing, it doesn't matter. No discrimination. Be whatever you want to be within your little religion. No afterlife. This is it. Live this life to the fullest. Forget all that mess thinking about you going to get some mansion and some pearly gates and all that stuff on the other side. Live YOLO. Live right now. Live right now. So we don't want to hear about, oh, you're going to burn in hell and I'm going to go to heaven and I'm going to see my loved ones and all that. No, you're not. Enjoy this life right now. There is no afterlife. How about they have that? No Jesus Christ hanging on the cross. Ain't no eternal life. When you die, you're dead. That's it. Nothing. All the people that pass through this earth, we ain't seeing the ghosts. They're not talking to us. They're not telling us nothing. It's what they taught us, what they wrote down, what's carved in stone. Those things. The way your grandmother taught your mother how to cook a pot roast, and she taught you how to cook that pot roast, she taught you how to cook that pot roast. You live on in those people like that. You understand that? The way my people, what my grandmother was, you walk into a room, you speak. If you ain't walk to the room and speak, you go back out the room, come back in, and you speak. That lives in me. How? She lives in me through that. Through what she taught me. That's how we live on. And we don't see nobody again. Ain't nobody see nobody else again. That's why you cry and you sad when they die. You're not going to see them again. And then when you die, nobody cares about who you thought you was going to see again. They don't even know them. That person you thought you were going to die and see again, they didn't even know you thought you was going to see them again. It doesn't matter. Life goes on. This stuff is, come on, man. No afterlife. Watch this. So even like you have rules. And a lot of believers don't understand that, and mind you, this is my disclaimer, I'm speaking to those who have come out of religion or who are on the brink of coming out of religion. So for those Christians that might see this, I know you will not understand what I'm about to say next. So, but, I mean, you're free to watch. But, you know, Christianity would have to have rules like Satanism has rules. Satanism has some do's and Satanism has some don'ts. I think it's 11 do's, 11 don'ts. They have rules. And the rules are actually better than Christianity. Truth be told, Satanism rules are modern. They're today. They're today, you know, what we're living in today. Whereas Christianity rules, and somebody can rape your daughter and you pay them some shekels of silver and marry her and it's all gravy. Come on. I'm just saying. And the problem is that the minds of Christians is so caught into a bubble that they don't understand that Satanists don't actually worship Satan. Watch, they're saying this right now. What? Look, the devil got his mind. Right. Yeah. You'll discover that the majority of Satanists do not believe in Satan and do not believe in any gods. They're actually just atheists, mocking Christianity with a title called Satanism, because that's the one thing, or one of the things that Christians are scared of. So if you mark it as Satanism, automatically Christians won't research it. They won't touch it. They'll leave it alone because it has the word Satanism. That's it. That's it. But they don't believe in Satanism. Oh, but some of them kill children and all of that. And yeah, and some Christians handle rattlesnakes. Some Christians handle venomous snakes. Do you handle venomous snakes in your church service? No? Then all Satanists as well do not kill children and drink their blood and dig up dead bodies. This is what you've been taught. Research something. If you're listening as a Christian on this video to non-believers. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to wrap this up. Watch this. Going over a few points. Oh, this is a big thing. See, this is one of the big things for watch this. This is a big thing for Christians right here. See, Christians have a false image of what an atheist actually is. To the average Christian, because most don't really read their Bibles, they don't research anything. If you gave them a map and said, point to Israel, they couldn't even do it. Right? Point to Egypt. Point to the Red Sea. They couldn't do it, but they'll believe it, right? Watch this. Watch. All right, let me get back on my point. Watch this. They have a false sense of what atheist is. They think atheist is pretty much synonymous with Satanists. Because if you're an atheist, you don't believe in God. And if you're a Satanist, I guess you just believe in Satan, but you have to believe in God because God made Satan. But to the believer, atheists and Satanists are synonymous. And that's just not the case. So their fear is becoming an atheist. Because to them, if you become an atheist, you have been deceived by Satan to tell you that God is not real. So that's why for many of us, when you came out of religion and you didn't believe in God anymore, it was they didn't want to hear that you had researched. You had facts. You read books and saw what was really going on. They stole it from Egypt in older religions, from Hinduism. They stole it from Zoroastrianism. They didn't want to hear that you had researched that. All they did was equate you as an atheist to a Satanist, and what they said, Satan got your mind. Satan has deceived you. Satan has deceived you. He got you. Now you don't believe in God. And you don't believe because once you have facts, belief dissipates. If I have lost my car keys, I might have left them in the car. I might have left them in my pants pocket when I put them up. I might have left them on the kitchen counter. I don't know. And when I look, I found that I left them on the kitchen counter. I no longer believe that I left them in my pants pocket. I no longer believe that I left them in the car. I know that I left them on the kitchen counter and I have them. All belief has dissipated because the fact is I found them on the kitchen counter. That's how this works. So we stopped believing. Why? Because we researched and had facts and found out that Yahweh was just another man-made God. Watch this. Ooh, where am I going with this? I hope that this don't act up. Watch this. So what happens is you got to look at the Ten Commandments. They do the Ten Commandments where at least half of the Ten Commandments are actually useless. Because the first four are just trash. They're trash. They are dedicated to a false god, Yahweh, a false god. First commandment, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Well, if you're the only God, what's the issue with that? If you're the only God, then if you're showing yourself and doing what you're supposed to be doing as a God, if you know how to God, right? The commandment one should even exist because everybody know you to join. But they don't. Why not? Because you hide. You show yourself to one person and won't make that one person convince a million people that you're real instead of you doing it yourself. You putting all the pressure on people when you're the one supposedly created the earth, separated the waters and the firmaments and made the mountains and the animals. Now why are you putting all this pressure on a person that you created? Just do like Windows and install it in the person from the jump. And they already got it. Don't have to learn it, they'll know it because you put it in them. You're putting too much pressure on a person. It's stupid. It's just crazy. Well, let me carry on. Let me carry on here. They scared of becoming an atheist. They scared of becoming learned. They are scared of learning. They are scared of learning. Because if you learn, you won't believe it. When I deal with these Christians online, and they talk about what they know about the Bible, I don't care what they talk about. I don't care about their degree. They got their doctorate, whatever they do in theology. The bottom line is, if you still believe the Bible is real, I'm Big Joker on you. That's for the spades players, for those of you that don't understand that. In the game of spades, the Big Joker, depending on the type of spades you play, whether you play aces high, and the ace of spades is highest spades, but other than that, the Big Joker is the biggest spade. Nothing bigger than that. You understand that? But this is what I'm saying. As long as you believe in that Jesus Christ is real and God is real and Moses actually parted the Red Sea and Noah actually had the animals on the ark and David really killed a giant and Solomon really was the richest man in the world and Jesus, it goes on. If you believe this, I don't care what kind of degree you got or how articulate you speak. I've trumped you. You're in Candyland. You are in Candyland. Still believing these mythical things. And that's what somebody today asked me to debate them. I said, you believe in God and Jesus. I'm not going to waste my time debating you. Because to you, left is not left and right is not right. Up is not up and down is not down. At any moment you can make right left and left right. You can make up down and down up to suit your religion. You can do that because you believe in something that does not exist. So why would I debate you when you can't accept the fact that your God and your religion isn't real? My job is not to debate y'all Christians. My job is not to convert Christians to non-believers. My job, what I do is speak to those who have come out of religion and are on the same wavelength that I'm on. That's why what I do here that's for us. It's not to win other folks out. Because a lot of Christians go watch it and hate it. They'll be in the comments. But it's not for them. They're watching it, but it's not for them. It's for us. This is leaving religion. But you're welcome to watch. So let me go through a few thoughts I had here. So yeah, so they have a misconception of what they think atheists are. For some reason, Christians always keep thinking, if you don't believe in their God, you believe in evolution. What? What? I'm just saying. I see evolution on the nature channels. I mean, evolution happens, but I don't understand how you think I'm an evolutionist because I don't believe in your God. I'm not a physicist. I didn't really gain a degree in something else because I said Yahweh is fake. Yeah, well, let me bring, that's what I want to talk. That's what I was going to say. So what happens is, the whole thing is, people don't understand that Yahweh is just another false god like the other gods. So see, Christians figure like this. See, my religion is real. Why? Because I believe it's real. That's why my religion is real. And there's so much evidence, there's so much proof that shows that the Bible is real. They say that. But when you research their evidence, it always comes from Christian apologists. Your evidence doesn't come from people who don't care about religion. It comes from people who aren't actually archaeologists and they're not really historians. They just come up and make up. They make up an alternate universe, like y'all know with the DC what was that, Quicksilver, with the DC Marvel, with the Marvel universe, the MCU. You got different universes, and that's what they do. The apologists create an alternate universe where these things happen, where we can't track them here. There's no evidence of the Exodus of Moses and all those Israelites leaving Egypt and then the Red Sea drowning all those. There's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of Abraham. There's no evidence that Solomon had this large temple with all this gold. The temple has never been found. There's no evidence of many things said in the Bible. There's no evidence of it. They have to believe it. So what happens is, watch this. Let's go back to the Ten Commandments, okay? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. There are no other gods, you're it. Watch the second commandment. Thou shalt have no graven images. No images. Why? Because you have images of Yahweh. There are images of the God Yahweh. He's a Canaanite God. See, what happens, see, look. So, Yahweh is the son of El and his wife Asherah, or his consort, as they say. His consort. But it's the wife of God. El is his God, and his wife is Asherah. And one of their sons is Yahweh. One of their other more popular sons before Yahweh became popular was Baal, who is demonized in the Bible. Baal is demonized when he was deeply loved by many people. See, but what happens is, if now these people decide we're Canaanites, now we're going to become Israelites, and we're going to change the whole game. We're going to go from worshiping many gods, because the Canaanite pantheon had many gods. That's why in the beginning of the Bible, you know, God said, let us make man. In the beginning, the Bible says what? In the beginning, God, or Elohim, multiple gods, created the heavens and the earth. Who are these multiple gods? Christians will say, oh, that's the Trinity. There was no Trinity. It was a pantheon of gods. Even going back to the Sumerian text, where they really actually stole it from, but I'm just saying, for the Bible's sake, it was not about a Trinity. It was about the Canaanite pantheon. They stole it for that. Let us make man in our image after our likeness. And if you make man, or male and female, you'd have to have male and female there. You'd have to have a male God and a female God in order to accomplish this. That's why we know today, if you would have took a rib from Adam and created another person, you would have created another Adam. There would have been no breasts. there would not have been no vagina. And we also know that man is a mutation from woman. So man didn't come first. Man came from woman. The extra chromosome was added later. So that's all backwards. With some of the women, they know that anyway. A lot of y'all out there, y'all know that like, yeah, we know that. I'm not going into it, but y'all know that. And leave it in the comments or something, you know what I'm saying? Let me keep on, but in order to say that, okay, our God is the only God, you gotta stop creating idols. Why? Because we gotta disconnect from what we already did as Canaanites. Disconnect from that. So now you can't connect us to those idols. Why? Because we don't have any idols. Even when the Flavius, Titus Flavius, invaded the temple in Israel, you know, they found the books. But in the Holy of Holies, there was nothing there. No idols. They were offended to have an idol of Caesar in their temples. Why? Because they didn't have idols. They disconnected from making idols because they had a pantheon of gods they had to get rid of. And if you don't have no idols, you can't connect us to those gods. Baal was one of their gods. Oh, he even had the prophets of Baal with Elijah and the 300 prophets of Baal, or how many hundred were, I can't remember right now. But the 700 prophets of Baal, I believe it was 700 prophets of Baal, and he killed them. Oh, if you read about the groves and the high places, all through, what is it, Chronicles and Kings, the kings will remove the groves and the high places. What was that? That's where they worship Asherah, the wife of El. El was the main god. El and Asherah were the parents of Yahweh. But they turned El and Yahweh into one God, making the main name Yahweh. But he was the son, not the father. He has a backstory. So the Bible covers up his backstory. It makes him, oh, he just always existed. Where was it? So that means he was just floating through darkness before anything. He was floating through darkness because you gotta say, because one of the first, let there be light. If you had to say let there be light, it was darkness. But I thought you are light. If you are light, why was there darkness? Darkness is the absence of light. If you were there and you're everywhere, how is there darkness? And you got to say, let there be light. So he's floating through nothingness, and he got to create a heaven. He got to create a throne. He got to create an earth. He got to create a universe. It's funny how he didn't create a universe. It's like he created the heavens of the earth, right? So they come back. And later, the sun is supposed to be a star, small star, but he made the sun, the moon, and the stars. But isn't the sun a star? And then in Revelations, how the stars came to earth, but the sun is supposed to be a small star. And it's supposedly supposed to be 1.4 billion times, 1.4 million times bigger than the earth. But it's a small star. So how did all the stars come to earth? And how did a star hover over where Jesus was born? Can anybody go outside and see a star that's supposedly bigger than the sun hovering over a person's house and saying this, like the GPS saying, this house, right here, this house? That makes no sense. That's a story. Unless a star like the little TV, the little itty bitty star. Well, we're talking about a star. So something as big as the sun, bigger than the sun. How they hover over one house? Watch it. So, believers believe in their religion because they believe it. And other religions are false because they don't believe it. But both produce the same results. Absolutely nothing. It creates a psychosis, something they will attribute everything to this deity that actually does nothing. They did nothing during all this pandemic. Nothing. Nothing. And this is a big one too. Watch this one. Christians can't accept the fact that many atheists were devout Christians. Their brains malfunction at this thought. Back when I was young and computers first came out, and my uncle had one, and you put in a certain code, and when you would hit it, hit run, and it would just run these words across the screen. You put some words, and then it just, that was a big deal. It just ran words across the screen. You looked at it like, wow, look what I did. Right? Watch this. Christians are like this. Their brains run a certain way, and it can't change. It can't change. So, to them, if you left Christianity in their pattern, you were never a Christian from the beginning. When in reality, this is a ridiculous way of thinking, because you were a Christian, just as they were, or are. But you grew, you researched, you learned, you start thinking, and got out of it. To them, they'll use the scriptures. What are the scriptures they use? The one, it's impossible for those who are once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift, to come back to some to fact. I'll put it on the screen. That's one of them. And the other one is, they were of us, but, they were among us, but they were not of us. They went out from us, but they was with us, but they wasn't really part of us, because they ain't believe no more. Well, they were like Dorothy the Wizard of Oz. They found out that the wizard was really some dude behind the screen, pulling strings and making the smoke happen, but it wasn't real. It didn't mean they were of us, but no, they found out that it was fake, and they left. And you just refuse to go back and look at that curtain for yourself. You don't want to look behind the curtain for yourself because you got so much invested in it. You don't want to have to deal with your family and say you don't believe anymore. You might be in a ministry and you make money from it. Many type of reasons people don't want to let it go. For some, it's just that security blanket, like Linus on the Peanuts, Snoopy, Charlie Brown. They just want that security blanket to say, God go do it. When he not, if you don't do something, nothing happens. All the time, every time. Christians can't accept the fact that you are no longer a Christian, and you're not an evil person. You're not deceived by Satan. You're actually better, because you're not tormented by the thought of thinking you're going to burn in hell forever for not following some narcissistic God and his stupid commandments. Woo. Wow. I mean, they were con men. These Bible guys are con men. Come on. What was the commandment? What was the third commandment? Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. What? Most Christians call God, God. That's all they know is God. And at the most Jehovah, which is totally a wrong translation anyway, doesn't exist. So don't take his name in vain when they didn't speak his name. And then the fourth commandment, honor the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day. So no gods before him, no images, right? The one I just said, no hey, that quick I just forgot that. No God, no images. That one and the other one. Oh, taking his name in vain. There we go. Taking his name in vain in the Sabbath day. And then the fifth one, honor your mother and father. And then he talks about stealing and killing. And then coveting. Don't covet. Don't want what somebody else got. What? So no rape, no slavery. Huh? I mean, just wasted commandments. If you're going to steal them, at least use the good ones. Really did. Don't covet. Don't steal and don't covet. Well, don't steal. Don't covet and don't steal. Don't do one or the other. Shit, that's all that is. But Christianity without Jesus Christ, that's the bottom line. You don't need a Jesus Christ. He does nothing anyway. He does absolutely nothing. He's a placebo. He's just something in people's mind they think they need to get things done. You can do it without him. He doesn't exist anyway. You can't prove him to anybody. You can tell everybody to believe him. Just believe it. This happened to me. Well, did it happen to me? No. Then what does it matter? If it was a buy one, get one free for you, but it wasn't a buy one, get one free for me, don't tell me about it. Because I can't get the buy one, get one free. Why is it not the buy one, get one free for everybody? So you can't show your Jesus. You can't really show that your benefit came from him. Because you can track it back to something you actually did, a cause and effect. You did something to get that. You didn't lose weight and by not going. You went to the gym. You went to the gym for a whole year, worked out consistently, and lost weight and got the shape you wanted to get. Cause and effect. It wasn't you didn't pray for it. It happened. They live in a world of fantasy. No, you gotta make things happen. There ain't no God sitting around waiting for something. All the things that go on in this world, you still believe in God, you need to wake up. This time to wake up. Wake up. Period. So I'm going to end this video. It might be controversial for some. Won't he do it? No, he won't. You will. You will. If you don't do it, it won't get done. Any of y'all that's watching this, you parents, who do you, especially you mothers, I'm not excluding fathers, because I'm a great father. I did for my kids. They still ask me for stuff. I'm just saying. I didn't know mothers went through as much as they went through. I didn't know they bothered y'all going to the bathroom and stuff like that. Like, wow, you can't use the bathroom without the kids coming to the bathroom? Really? I'm just saying that's a mother thing. As a dad, I wasn't going for that crap. I'm just saying. But you understand. You understand that they need you. They need you. And then people need God. Oh, then God ain't coming through. Well, real parents come through. If they can do it, they do it. If they can't, they can't. But they do it. Mothers do it. Mothers somehow make things happen. not downing any fathers. Okay, I'm just saying. But God, he be falling short. Dude be falling short. Like, he be falling short like he don't exist. You know what I'm saying? He be falling short like he don't even exist. So, whatever. I only meant to say a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to keep going on and on. I hit y'all back on another video. And for those out there, like I said, this video, I mean, I'm not trying to, I know Christians might be offended by it because of the whole, you don't need Jesus, he's useless. He's useless. I'm useless, God, useless. But this is my core audience are those who've already left religion. So that's what it is. It is what it is. And y'all hit the like button, like the videos, subscribe, share the videos, and I'm doing what I can do. I had a whole lot of technical difficulty. Difficulty. Goddamn, can I say it? But trying to get back on track. So y'all take these out there. I will see y'all on the next video. Y'all take care. Peace.